Okay, good evening. This is a 2007 Ford Escape front-wheel drive manual transmission, and I'm trying to replace, and I finally had some success, replace the CV axle, or transaxle, whatever you want to call it. So I've got the front end apart. You can see the lower control arm and the ball joint. Here's the caliper. It's wired up out of the way. And there's lots of other videos that tell you how to get this far, so watch those if you need to get this far. What I'm going to talk about is how I got the axle out. This was actually fairly challenging for me. This is not the first time I've replaced this axle, but once again, that's a different story. So what I did at first, after I got the axle out, or after I got to the axle, I grabbed the axle and I pulled the boot. You can see right there, there's one of the CV joints. I pulled the boot off of that guy. Now, in the past, I've pulled on the axle just like that, and the whole thing came out. This time, it split on me, and it was actually posing a bit of a challenge to get in there. Let me show you from above, a little different view. So, there it is. Let me see if I can... It's the rusty thing down there. That's what has to come out. So I've tried several tools. I tried big green screwdrivers. I tried these axle poppers. And I was trying just one of these crowbars. I ended up using two of these crowbars to get it out. And I'll explain here in a minute. But I was trying just one of these crowbars, and I wasn't getting anywhere. It just wasn't working. I was really getting frustrated. And so I said, okay, Jeff, let's step back. Let's figure out what's going on. What's going on is that you've got this snap ring going on. This guy right here. Let's look at the new shaft. So here's the new shaft. And this is the end that goes in the transmission. Nice and shiny. This will eventually get rusty. But here's the snap ring on the end. This goes inside the transmission. And this just clips the shaft in. It doesn't really provide a lot of capability against thrust of the shaft axially this way. And what's going on is that you've got this snap ring, and you have to get this ring to compress enough so it comes out. And what there is in the transmission is you'll have what's called a lead-in chamfer. It'll be like a cone, if you will. I'm trying to show with my finger here. And so as you pull the shaft out, the snap ring gets wedged in this cone, and it compresses, and then it comes out. Well, when I was prying with only on one side of it, I was cocking this inside the transmission. I don't know how effectively I'm showing you, but I was just cocking this in the transmission, and rather than getting even compression on the snap ring, it was just getting wedged in on one side, and the other side of the snap ring wasn't getting compressed. And so I said, okay, I need to step back. I need to somehow figure out how to pull in this evenly so I get even compression, so the thing, instead of wedging, compresses. So what I ended up doing, let's get the treble light in there. Ended up using two of the crowbars. I put one crowbar up on the high side like this, and the other crowbar I put low. Now I'm not going to actually pry because I've had this out already, but I had one crowbar up high and then this crowbar up low, and I pried, and it actually came out without applying a lot of force. I was actually quite pleased at how little force it took. That's one of the things I always tell. I've got a buddy who helps me on cars sometimes. That's one of the things I tell my buddy. If you're prying with the strength of Hercules, there's a good chance you're not doing something right. And so that philosophy held true on this as well. So I was quite pleased. One thing to be aware of, once you do get this out, I'm cheating here. There's no snap ring on this one. I've taken it off. That was a sample snap ring. Once you take it out, you will get a bunch of fluid coming out of your transmission. So make sure to have some sort of a pan or something underneath. I didn't realize that at first, and so I've got some fluid I need to clean up. But that's what worked for me. I hope if you have similar problems, I hope something like this works for you. Keep in mind, I'm gonna put my lawyer hat on. This is for reference purposes only. Any action you take based on my advice is purely at your own risk. But I do wish you the best of luck, and I hope to see you around. Bye-bye.